ago. North Americans.
Yeah.
You want to, yeah. And she won the women's 35 over and the overall in that division. So we're going to welcome the lovely Miss Leah Jeffire. And we want to say thank you for your time, ma'am, and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you, this is a question I always ask. What got you ladies started in this sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
Yeah. Like I said, I was at a gym and I was doing personal training mostly, and I was doing some strongman stuff too because I was large. I was 250 pounds. I mean, and I'm only 5'8", so it was pretty big. So I ran into, though, at that gym, Andrea Shaw. She was working out of that gym too, and doing things with posing and training people. So that's kind of how I got exposed to bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding in general. I was unaware of pretty much anything with it. I've always been an athlete. I come from a family of athletes. So even as a child, I was in the gym. My dad coached wrestling at different colleges, university, internationally. So when my brother and I were little, we were at gym. So I don't know. I got sober 5 years ago. And when I got sober, that's when I started going to the gym. I hadn't been in a gym in, God, probably since I was boxing. So probably close to 2 decades. So that's something that I did, and it helped me tremendously with that. And that's how I ran into Drea.
Pretty good story. I mean, she's an amazing lady. I'm a big fan of hers.
Yeah.
She's my girlfriend. So, I think she's amazing. I got a quick story to say, folks. I got to get out of the way. A friend of mine named Eunice Kitchens. She runs her own company called Bad Rap. Anytime I see the name, I got to pull on the hat. The moniker is Big and Defined, Ripped and Pumped. We like your ladies pumped and ripped. So, and
that's awesome.
She ran into Andrea back in 2023. And I often say like this, if you're good at something, as the other guy would say, never do it for free. So, and was my reward. It was like just a week after my birthday when she sent me this. It was an issue of Muscle Development. It's Andrea on the cover.
Nice. Yes.
And what makes it so special for me is she signed it.
Did she, Drea?
Yeah, and she told me because like you see it right here, she signed it. You look at it right here, ready? Yeah.
She's great. She's so nice.
She said to me, George, you are the best. Your support means the world to me. See you soon and sending you love, Andrea Shaw.
I'm telling you, next time I see her, I'm gonna have her do a video message for you, give you a shout out,
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Yes, she's the best.
A while back, a friend of mine got me shout out with Ashley Jones. I met Ashley I was at Tampa.
Runner up this year, right?
Yeah, number 2 in the world now. And and I met her when I was at Tampa because a friend of mine, my friend Eunice, was running her booth there. And I went there to help her out. And she was there, and I got to meet her and talk to her.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
she's a great person. I mean, and she
I've not seen her in person before, but Andrea speaks very highly of her.
Yeah, she is. She's one that really motivated to step up. So you were going through an addiction, alcoholism, or was it? What kind of drugs? Was it alcohol, drugs? What was?
Mine was bad. For nearly 2 decades, I struggled with substance use disorder. Alcohol, yes, but primarily for the most part of it, I was a IV heroin, cocaine, crack cocaine. It was bad. Yeah. I have half a dozen felonies. I don't know how many misdemeanors. I was homeless for over a decade. Yeah, I nearly died several times. Both of my legs were almost amputated. My liver and kidneys completely shut down. Yeah, I mean, most of the people I know are gone from addiction. It's just it's the infections and things that come with that and abscesses. I mean, chunks of my legs are missing. So I didn't know really if I was going to survive or be able. I didn't think I'd be able to get sober. I was so dependent. I mean, I would get so incredibly sick. Fentanyl came out. And, you know, once your body is addicted to all these chemicals and it's been going on for so long, it's catastrophic what it does to the body, obviously, but with your mind too. I think you get beat to a place and reduced to like this animalistic level where you don't know that you'll ever be able to function or operate again. So yeah, I've been in probably well over 100 different inpatient facilities in that 20 years damn near. So yeah, it was bad, but I work with people now that struggle with substance use disorder and mental health things. And I told Drea, because Drea, I know when she was young, she was in certain parts of the city where she lived. She was further west from where I was in the city, but she's familiar with the area. And it's like not a lot of people really make it out of there. And I know that was a huge motivation for her getting into bodybuilding, to get away from all that life. And because it's very difficult to get out of it. It really is. It's paralyzing. But I work with people now that are still struggling, and it's something to say that, look, if I was able to get sober, A, but B, do this with my body with barely any money. I think I was on Social Security when I got sober. I lived on a pull-out futon for indigent people in a halfway house. I couldn't even afford one of those twin beds. You know what I mean? I couldn't afford a gym membership. I couldn't afford anything. So like I was eating what I could on food stamps, you know, in the beginning of my lifting and things like that. I mean, I've probably been lifting for 4.5 years now. I've only been doing things with the bodybuilding for like a year and a half. So I think just genetically, I'm probably a really easy gainer. Because I know a lot of people, they come into this at smaller divisions or have been training longer, but I don't know. I think my body was probably so malnourished and polluted for so long that once it was healthy, things just kind of went pretty quick. Yeah, my story is a lot different than probably most people's.
Well, like I said, I knew people, family members, friends who deal with addiction.
Oh
Sometimes
yeah,
they're beating it, but in most
yeah.
cases it has beaten them, because that's the thing is
Mhm.
it could be anything from drugs, alcohol to, just it's like food. That's an addiction, because I can
Food, yep.
you can look at me right here. I mean, but
Oh yeah, I completely get that.
yeah,
Mhm.
but I think once we find something that can help us to deal with it and help, like, to deal with the emotional and the mental facts of it, that's good. And
Yes,
also,
absolutely.
you were a boxer. What was it?
You know, I boxed at Kronk, the original Kronk gym in Detroit, before they closed the original one. Yeah, Emmanuel Stewart, his nephew, Javen Sugar Hill, that trained Tyson Fury when he did his comeback and won. Javen's trained a lot of champions, but Emmanuel Stewart would be down there before he passed in the basement. Yeah, it was great, but I mean, I shattered my nose. There's nothing there, and it's been reconstructed multiple times. But yeah, I did not move well. You see, I kind of was just a stand and get hit as much as I was hitting somebody, and as much as he tried, I think I was probably like, there was one other white person down there, this guy, but like there was a marked difference in the way that we moved as opposed to like the people from you know, these Mexican and African American fighters that are just like, it looks effortless, and they move just so seamlessly and agile, and we're just kind of just like it was a big difference in trying to learn that footwork with that.
That's the thing that's important about footwork and moving. Also defense, like you look at guys like Floyd Mayweather back in the day. You look at Ali. You know,
Yep.
One woman that I think they just did a movie about her, Christy Martin, and she
Yep,
probably
yep.
probably one of the toughest. So you
I
feel like
remember. I remember back in the day. Do you remember everyone wanted to see her fight Layla Ali? Layla was a lot bigger, but that was the fight everybody wanted to see, and I'm like, I don't know.
disappointment. Truthfully, the fight I think if I really want to see was Layla versus Ann Brown Sugar Wolf.
Yes, Ann Wolf was my favorite. She was a tank, boy.
You remember when she knocked out Vonda Ward?
Oh yeah, the big tall white woman. Yes. Oh my God! And you know, she trained some men. Yeah, that were. I saw something done on her, and she had them doing road work and all sorts of. That's a tough sport too. It really is.
Yeah. We talked about Ann Wolf. She actually had a part in the first Wonder Woman movie that was out a few years ago. She played one of the Amazons. You know, maybe
okay.
Yeah. So now, after this, dealing with addiction and finding bodybuilding, what was that like your first time on stage? You got to think about it. You got to walk on stage. You know, you're half butt naked.
My God!
You're covered in oil and tan, and you got these lights on you. What was that feeling for you that first time?
You know what? I don't even know if I have the words for the horror that my first show was. Drea literally, when we were talking about it the one day, was on the floor laughing at me. She I think that was my solo routine she's that happy with, but she was like, I told her, I was like, it was so stupid in hindsight, looking back at doing that. I had never even seen a bodybuilding show before, let alone been to one. And I just made up my mind. I just decided, like, I'm just going to roll up. Nobody's going to be bigger than me. So, like, how am I going to lose? I had no idea how any of it worked. Like, and when they sent the guidelines and the judging explanation, and I didn't read any of it. And my partner, she was like, did you read any of this? Like, you're graded on your femininity. A lot of it is your posing and presentation. I didn't know how to pose. I had no idea. And I showed up at a group posing thing Drea was doing 5 days before the competition. I didn't even know what way I'm turning when she's calling these poses out, what any of it means. Like, I'm looking around, like, and it was at that moment that I was like, oh my God. Like, I have grossly overestimated like my ability to just show up and win. And I had an Amazon bikini sent to me, like, primed the night before. Like, it wasn't even like a bodybuilding suit. I had no idea what I was doing. So fast forward to this show, I ended up losing to someone like a third of my size, a half my size at best, probably, and not as conditioned. But I had to really kind of just, as quickly as I could, memorize where my positioning with my limbs and feet and what I was supposed. It was ugly. It was really embarrassing looking back. But Drea was like, you know, a lot of people wouldn't have shown up. He's like, a lot of people say they want to do this, but when it comes time to actually getting up there and doing it, it's two different things. So after that, I was kind of like, you know, maybe this is not for me, but I'm just kind of a person that doesn't like to lose. I feel like I don't like losing more than I like winning. So I kind of was like, I'm gonna do this again. And that's when I got linked up with uh Christina Mendoza. She's so nice. She's probably the nicest person in this sport and helps so many women. But Natalie Wolf, who's in Michigan also, physique, she had recommended her to me, and she even was like, I didn't know. Yeah, she was like, I didn't know if we were going to be able to pull this together enough to get you up there for that next one. But I did, and that qualified me to compete nationally. And that's when I started working with Christina virtually and Drea in person, an hour of conditioning and running through posts. And it's nice too, because like there are some times where somebody's telling me to do something with a tilt or my breathing or where I need to position something, and I'm hearing it. Like Drea will say it 7 times. She'll be like, push your shoulders up, push your shoulders up. And I feel like I am. And then she's like, no. And I'm like, you got to come do it. And she has to come and like show me what she's talking about. And that's, you can't really put a price tag on that, because virtually you can tell me to do something and we can get it close. But Drea is very like particular and wants things done and done correctly. And then you're going to hold it for an inordinate amount of time until you feel like you're going to fall out. So, I mean, that helped me a ton. And it helped with my confidence to going out there. Because once you've like embarrassed yourself, like mortified yourself, like up there, each time you get up, it's there in the back of your head, like, oh God, I hope it's not like that first one. But the more comfortable I got with learning the posing, feeling more comfortable, that helped a ton with that stage fright and kind of like the, oh, no.
Yeah, I think everybody has the experience that first time, because you're
Oh,
going out there and you, especially if you don't know the whole criteria and details and pose and everything, you're going out there. It's like throwing the bath water with the baby, you know. And that's
it
when,
was so bad. Yeah.
yeah, once you understand it and you learn, and you have people like Andrea and also Christina. You know, Christina is going to move up to down to wellness, you know,
I
next year.
know. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I mean, she could see she needs a lot more time because she's put on a lot of size and density over the years, but she could probably do well, you know. Also, she mentioned Nellie Wade Wolf. I had Nellie on here before. You know,
Yeah.
she's amazing lady.
Very nice woman, too.
Yeah, here she is with Jake Wood, the man who say wins by the yo Jake, I want that money. I want that
Yeah.
gun. I can't help it because I don't know a lot of brothers named Jake, so I got to do my did.
My brother's name is Jake.
Uh,
Now that I think about it, that is my brother.
yeah. Well, every time you say, yo, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. So, God, sorry, I'm gonna take a couple.
Go ahead. Do it. Do it all. I like it. I'm a weird one, too. I mean, I don't think you can survive this long enough.
But that's a good, you know, you have people like that in your corner helping you out.
God, yeah.
So when did you decide to do the North Americans? Because I think you did another show before that. That was the USA Championships.
Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, Christina told me to come out and do Vegas. And, you know, it was good. It was good in a sense that was like the first time where I felt like fully comfortable, which is weird because it's a larger show. But with that, I didn't have the nerves. Like I had done so much with the posing, which was for me the most difficult part. Like I was like in talking with Drea and everything, it's like I don't know that there's gonna be many people like that's going to be bigger, especially at an amateur level. But that's just one component of this, you know what I mean? And when Drea had told me like that posing is the most difficult part of bodybuilding, I thought she was joking. You know what I mean? And I learned the hard way that she was 100% serious. Like that is the hardest part for sure. But it was good. I came in second at that show to Rania. Rania ended up winning that one. And like size wise, I'm heavier. I weigh probably 15 pounds more, a little taller too than most people, but I just am now kind of seeing what people mean when they talk about like the X frame and everything else. There are, I think the two people that I've come behind, their waist is so small, which makes this visual that makes everything else look so much bigger. Their delts, their legs, you know. That right there, I never really understood the optics of, and without understanding or being real good with posing, like the illusion you can make with just modifying the way you're holding your body and where you're positioning things that make you look exponentially bigger. You know, there's a lot of finesse to posing and presenting your size and structure. So it's still a learning thing. Like there's, like I said, I've only been posing for probably like a little over a year. So there's still a lot to learn. I think the thing that I have going for me is just my size. I'm just a very big person. But learning these little intricacies and different ways to always improve, I do find that appealing about the sport. Like you're never done. It can always be better.
It's like anything. It's a sport. We evolution. We evolve. We change.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you talk about the small weight. You look good example. Somebody. I'll pull these pictures up, and you look at these three ladies who are top in the sport. You have Sharonica Hinton. She's also in women's physique. You have someone like Natalia Coelho. You have someone like Sarah
love
Vegas.
that Natalia one. I was so happy to see that. I think her physique is incredible.
Yeah, and it's a particular look that where she has that smaller waist, the broader shoulders,
Big quads,
big
yes.
quads. I think the vision of physique has evolved over years, where it's looking close to women's bodybuilding, and when it first kind of started out, and then you look at people like Andrea and Ashley Jones, and also, one lady I'm a fan of, Angela Yo. That's also another one.
Oh yeah, she's in Toledo. She's close by too.
Yeah. I mean, she can do
She's
well.
great.
Yeah, she can do well this year. Now I think she's going to try to requalify because, now she's no longer in the top three. She's been number 2 on Andrea for the past 3 years.
I know.
Yeah. Now
well, except at Phoenix, the one time you got it.
Yeah, I was kind of broken heart because that's
I mean, like it's like, but I mean, I think that actually benefited Drea because I don't know if I'm the only one. I doubt that, but in my opinion, and I told her, like, I don't know how it's possible, but I think this year was actually the most impressive I've seen her with her physique on stage. I mean, the gap just seemed to like explode on stage with her this year. I think it pushed her. I think Angie pushed her. And I remember Drea saying, she was like, I work with women in our division all the time. Like, I don't care that we compete against each other. She was like, I work with Angie, and we are always right there. I think that what happened in the Rise of Phoenix, I think that's why she was as good as she was this year. This year was, whew.
Yeah, because she came back and got a title back. You know, they changed the aspect of the show. It's no longer the Women's Bodybuilding World Championship. It's now a Olympic. It's now a regular Olympic qualifier.
Mhm.
You know, I actually, this is a true story. When I went to my first bodybuilding show, it's back in 2022, and I went to Savannah because it's a little closer to where I stayed. You know, I wanted to go
Oh,
there.
in Georgia, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and she was there guest posing, and it was maybe a good 3 weeks from the rising that year, and she was it was her and Mona Persley. Mona looked like she could have competed at that show where she was conditioned. Angie was a little bit softer, but then someone told me, said George, and these people that know her said George, when she's on, she's on. So
Oh God, yeah, and oh,
so
and I'm telling you, she's one of my favorite like posers because it's not like just a. And that's not how Drea and Christine was always like. You're not like the girly like. It's like I don't know. Drea was always, you have no grace. You have no flow. So you're gonna have to make these things your own in your own way. And I think Angie kind of like embodies that to a T. She has made her posing and the way her just presence, how strong and intense, like, and how artistic. Really, she makes it an art, and I really like that. I really like the way she poses.
that's pretty good. So, folks, while we get Leah here, what we're going to do is we're going to jump to her social media for a bit. You want to check her out. The links in the description of this live. You can check her out. You can follow her. You reach out to her in genuine interest. But guys, I know you guys out there because I'm one of you. I'm gonna have to change my crime, Leah. I'm a muscle Perry smell. I just find you ladies attractive. Your muscles and everything excite me. But you guys out there who are, please, guys, under no circumstances, no the pics. Stop it. Don't do it. Why? No one want to see your Tom Thumb.
You know what? I have not, thank God, got any since being on social media with this, but I was shocked by how many men it was in the messages and the comments. I'm like, you would think like this is a sport that a lot of men would not find appealing, and it was so shocking to me. I was like, in the gym, that makes sense to me because that's an environment where we're all trying to do the same thing, and you can give somebody their flowers. You can be like, oh, that's incredible, and we all get along and support each other in like a gym setting and competing too. But like, I was shocked by how many men follow women's bodybuilding. I was like, okay, but I can't be mad about it. Like, we need all the support we can get. But I was like, I did not realize that.
Well, like this has to like because it's such a fringe sport, and you're
Yes.
taking the female bodybuilder and changing it from what is typically more soft and feminine to
Hmm.
these really big muscles, and it's just something. Some men, it's a toxic. Like I remember when I got on start got online when I was younger, and I went to his message board, and it was dedicated to women's bodybuilder fans. And I was my first time, and one of the I think he was one of the webmaster or somebody said, "Hey kid, welcome to the message board. You new here?" So yeah, your family in bodybuilding? Said, yeah, I'm a fan. I like the lady. Say, well, it's an old Smo saying. Say, what's the Smo saying? It says, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. So
No, I'm telling you, like it's cool though because there. I don't want to say it's a genderless like sport, but a lot of the bodybuilders that I follow and like am a big fan of are primarily men. Like because it's freakish. Like I can't imagine being 300 something pounds and in that condition. Like it's crazy. So I can understand like the captivation with it because it's not something you see usually.
yeah, even the men, they are very sexualized too. So, folks, who jump
Yes.
into her social media and IG, want to check out the link in the description of the live. So, here she is, and this is from your pictures from here from, I think this is one of your shows here. Pull this up.
Yeah, they run the gamut. There's kind of stuff from the beginning. Yep, that's the regional one I did to qualify for.
Uh-huh. And here
Yep.
it is. And this is from North Americans. What
Yep.
was that feeling like being there? Because I mean, it's right there in Pittsburgh, which is kind of the seat for the NPC and IFBB. It's probably one of the biggest shows for nationals.
Oh my God, I love Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. I did not foresee that coming because I don't know, like I grew up in Ohio and then in Michigan. So you hear things about certain cities like, oh, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, they're dumb. Pittsburgh is wonderful. I loved it. And the people are so nice there, like so nice. And that show, I haven't competed at a ton of shows, but that show right there was so well orchestrated and put on. Everything was right on time. The lighting was beautiful. Everything was done just so professionally. And it was just like, it was a well-oiled machine. That show was great. I would definitely tell anybody as a spectator or a competitor to check Pittsburgh out. That was a great one.
Yeah, because I know a lady, she actually got a pro card there. We did an interview a while back, both me and her husband. Her husband's a pro. She was there, she got a pro card, and then she did the World Master Championships the next day because she signed up. Here's a video she did. This is how I found out about her from this video here. This is from NBC News Online. We should give an interview.
Yeah.
Everybody, Josh here with Forged by Iron for NBC News Online at the 2025 North Americans with your 35 and over women's bodybuilding champion and new IFBB pro,
Leah Jeffire.
Okay, so I got to know, how long have you been chasing that pro card?
You know what? I think I was just born like with freakish genetics because I've only been lifting weights for like 4 years. I don't even have a gym membership. I train in my apartment fitness center, but like it's been like a year. I got hooked up with Andrea Shaw. She was training out of the same gym I was before it closed.
At your apartment complex?
No. This is a pre-apartment complex. When our gym closed, I'm sure she moved on to nicer facilities. I went to my apartment, but she helps with my posing. Shout out Christina Mendoza. She does my posing virtually. So once I learned to posing, I think it became. But I had to diet down from 250, so it was a year.
So okay, so you expect all of our viewers to believe that you built this in an apartment complex?
Yes.
No excuses.
They're very familiar.
There's no excuses.
No.
So what is the meal that you're going to be chasing tonight?
Oh my God. I don't even, this is the only time I'm ever going to say this after a show. I felt so ill after I ate, after the morning.
Oh, no.
Right now I'm still like, well, no thanks. No.
So what's the meal going to be tomorrow?
Ice cream.
Like a gallon?
Family-sized tub.
32 scoops?
I'm going to be in the hospital. I don't care.
Is there anybody else you want to give a shout out to? I know we know our girl Drea. But
Drea, Christina Mendoza, Chad Caudell, who helps me out back home. He's got a little monkey, wears a diaper. You can't pick a better coach than that as a friend to help you, you know what I mean? He's a men's physique coach.
So what's next?
Year off, get bigger, maybe get a gym membership.
It might help.
You know, no, I got this card, so they might let me in somewhere. Put on some size, I'm 5'8", so I'm a little tall for, I mean, at 177, I still don't look as big as sometimes people that are shorter, so I know it's a curve that has to be met. So I've been told mid-back, delts, and I guess get surgery on my waist, because I don't think I can get any smaller, or I gotta get these quads bigger somehow.
Well, you look fantastic. Congratulations. So, Josh with Forged by Iron?
Josh, Leah.
We're out.
You were so happy. What was that feeling like when they told you officially you became an IFBB pro?
Oh yeah, what a relief. And then it was so nice. My mother came to Pittsburgh. She drove there from North Carolina. So that was a haul, and my mom got to see me. So that was so nice. And then my partner surprised me. I did not. She is a makeup artist. It has her own lash company and things. Thank God for her, because I wouldn't look presentable up there if not. But I'm so grateful she's able to. Yes, she's able to do all my makeup, lashes. She does my nails, everything. She's a wizard with that stuff. So, yep, that's my brother. He's in the Army Rangers. He's been stationed overseas. He's pretty high-ranking officer. He's a major. So he's been overseas for a while. He was able to get leave to fly over from England and come to see me in Vegas. So that was so cool. It's crazy how much my family has jumped on this whole train of the bodybuilding. They love it. I mean, I knew my dad kind of would be into it because with his wrestling and everything, my brother wrestled in college, has wrestled all over the place. So, I mean, we're a pretty athletic family. My mom ran track and played soccer. So, yeah, I mean, they love this, though. They love coming to the competitions. So it's cool.
I think it's good, important that you have support from your family and friends, because I've known some ladies who told me that, you know, their family ain't like it because they'd be worried about, especially the parents be worried about that you get too big, you won't be as feminine anymore, or it's always one thing about bodybuilding, it's always going to get this finger pointing because of use of performance enhancers from steroids to PEDs.
Mhm.
But with my discussions with a lot of you ladies is that that's not the thing that builds the muscle. It's the
No.
work, it's the diet, it's the consistency and the discipline. You know, all that thing does, those things does is help you recover better, because you know it takes a lot of time to, especially if you build the body.
Yes, it rips your body, boy. It is really nice having that support because and thank God my mother had such bigger problems than the way I left her my size, like hoping that I didn't die or had a roof over my head. So she's all for it. She loves it. That I'm doing something where I'm taking care of myself, my mind, my body. You have to, like you said, you have to be so disciplined and regimented with it. And I think it was hard in the beginning because it's hard to be like, look, I am so tired and feel so horrendous. Like, I can't go to dinner. I can't go to this party or family function or this or that. Like, I think that was difficult in the beginning, but the more I kept competing and people saw like how much it meant to me and how much it helped me, you know, in other areas as well. I think this translates across the board in so many ways. If you are taking care of your mind, your body, you are constantly tuned in, dialed in. This is how I feel best. This is how I operate best. Like learning those things about yourself, it helps you in every area of your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think a lot of ladies found the sport which helped them during like hard times, like
Absolutely.
dealing like especially dealing with overweight or
Mhm.
dealing with addiction like you were dealing with. It's something. Even though it's a extreme sport, it kind of helps. Maybe rebuild the person that you were before to people your person you are now. Here she is with my girlfriend Andrea.
Yeah, Andrea. That's funny too, because you showed that video and Josh, he was like, you better tell Drea that her favorite ginger says hello. He's a big fan of Drea's too. Yeah, it's funny. If you mention Drea, she might as well be like the president with our sport. Because I'm telling you, you say Drea's name and people know, like that's the queen. That's the top of the pile right there.
Well, it's kind of like she's like Candyman. You see her name about 3 times.
You don't want her to show up.
Drea. But yeah, but I think that's the thing is that you have those people in your corner. Like you talk about your dad. Your dad's still around?
Yeah, he is. He just stopped coaching, and he's mid-60s, still in good shape though. I mean, he was a tank though. I remember because as a kid, seeing him and he's ripped, and these other guys that were wrestling for him were just built like tanks. And I remember I might not have seen like bodybuilding magazines like some people when they're kids, they say, I saw this magazine, but I saw freakish athletes like at a very young age. And I remember being like, oh yeah, I want to be like that someday. It was something that I was exposed to and around at a very young age. So yeah, I've gone with him as a kid to Sweden, Finland, Denmark while he was coaching. My brother's been with him to Belarus, Russia with his wrestling. He's coached all over the world. He just got inducted into the NCAA Hall of Fame for wrestling as a coach down in Ohio. He won a national championship with the University of Finley. It was NAIA when he started that program. They didn't even have a program, and he started it. And he was smart. He was kind of ahead of the curve. He got world medalists from Abkhazia, Cuba, to come over, and he got them their citizenship and all their paperwork straight so they could compete on his team. And I mean, yeah, they won a national championship. So he's done some things. He's had guys go on wrestle D1, wrestle for world teams, and be at world team trials and things like that. He's done a lot for that sport. So
that's pretty good, because you know what? From him, you learned something about the discipline and the commitment when you get to a sport. Like with me, when I got to bodybuilding was my brother. He used to play football here in our hometown, and you know his nickname was He-Man. My brother James, we call him He-Man. And we were kids. Used to lift weights in the backyard. We used to lift with him. You know, he was a pretty big dude. I played football a couple of years when I was younger. I wasn't as good as him, but you know, and he used to always get the muscle max. Like, you know, and back then, you know, Schwarzenegger was just retiring. You had Lee Haney, you had Frank Colombo, Samir Banut, Lila Brada, those guys. And then
Lila Brada, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I was getting to my teenage years, and then I saw people like Corey Everson and Laura Craven.
Yeah, the women.
Those are the ones that kind of, you know, kind of changed my mind and brought me to another level.
Yeah.
Oh, Leah, before I leave you, I'll tell you something. You are beautiful. I'm sorry about him. I try to keep him controlled, but he comes out every night. Oh, we have here a shout to my man, Josh Simpkins, popping in here. He says, "Happy Saturday, George and Leah." Thank you, brother. Appreciate
you too.
Shout out to my man, KL the Wanderer. He also does content on bodybuilding. He's more of a fan.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
He also says, "Hey, George and Leah. How you doing, brother?" So, and that's the thing is, that's the important part about the sport is finding where you want to grow or how you want to be, because it's so much involved in it, the training, the diet. Who's your coach? Because you said, you know, you were working with this guy you talked about earlier.
Yeah, this is a funny story too. When we were kids in Belleville, I met. He's an IFBB pro in men's physique. He's a big man. I don't know how that size is the smallest with men. I mean, he's 6'2". I don't even know how much he weighs. He's a big man, but he married one of my family, and her family were very close. My brother played soccer with her and her sister, and their dad was the coach. And then their brother wrestled with my dad. So we were very close as a family. She ended up getting married to Chad. And I just was seeing something. I don't know if it was Tiffany or her sister was posting about congratulations, Chad. I'm like, oh, you got, they're like, yeah, he coaches people too. I was like, I mean, I have no coach. I can't, I don't have like hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars to pay for coaching. He still to this day charges me $150 a month. And a lot of months he doesn't even ask for it because he's just like, I believe that you could go really far with this. He's a very, very good, solid person. That whole family was. So I had a good feeling that he would be too, but just a nice man. And he's only like 45-minute drive from me. So, I mean, he has been, that whole family has been so supportive. And through this sport, like reconnecting with people that I haven't talked to or seen since I was a kid, and just all the love and support that you just don't see coming. It's really, like you said, it's a community. It's a real tight, supportive community. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's good, because you know what, you need that support, because this is a tough sport. This sport can be mentally, emotionally, financially draining. It could take a lot for anybody, especially again for a woman,
Mhm.
because society views this. Women, you shouldn't have muscles for a woman. You shouldn't be because
Right.
the everyday guy is saying like, this chick, she's too buff, she's too big. Yeah, you're a dude. You're trying to be yeah. But here's the thing: is you're an athlete, and you had a very athletic background, and this is something you found as a passion. Bodybuilding is a passion. We have here a comment from my man KL. He says this. He says, "Leah, your arms are big. You look like you could flip over a car."
Yeah, no, they